Happy Saturday, everybody. So I'm giving you a little bit of an update on Sabal Row, the one up front. Keep in mind I have two Sabal Rows, one on the south side of my house and one in front on the retaining wall. So a quick little update on the retaining. So if you remember, my last video showed you kind of what it looks like here. I want to say we have 12 or 16 or something like that. That's how many I have. I don't even know anymore. I'll give you, I don't know, it's been what, like a week and a half since the freeze. This is a Louisiana, obviously, as expected. No damage, is growing happy as could be. This is a dwarf minor that I got in Georgia. It seeded last year. I have to cut these off, already ready to seed as well. There's a seed stalk already getting ready to pop out. So this one, as expected, has absolutely no issues whatsoever. Looks great. Here's an ordinary form of Brazoriensis. This is the green form. Had no damage last time you guys saw it. And again, as expected, I think Brazoriensis are a standout here. No damage whatsoever. Looks great. Already growing. This is a Miamiensis from Plant Delights. Actually did really, really well. Still looks great. Is growing. Has some splits. This was my Urensis. So if you've seen this guy in pictures, this guy was one of my favorite ones up front. I was concerned because he bleached. And then last week, you know, people tell you not to water your palms in the wintertime. I'm telling you, just by my experience, I think they're insane. I think you should water heavily before and after a cold event, especially after. I think the plant it needs water. This thing, what was interesting is it turned white. And as you can see, it was bleached to high heaven, just like our Bermuda friend over here. But I watered it like crazy. I have a soaker hose in here under the ground that I put. I let it soak for about a half hour last weekend. And you can tell he went from being bleached white to brown. And even in certain spots, it's probably hard to see, but he's coming back. So this Urensis has an opportunity. Some of the older fronds, I think, are beaten up, but some of these newer ones, I think these guys are going to come back happy as could be. And this guy's growing. His new growth is great, so I'm not too concerned about it. I'd love to have a good-looking palm here in the spring. I think it'll come. Here's a Bermudana. This one as well was totally bleached. And as well, you can see it's starting to pick some color up on it. So, as well, he's got some of this, of the color of browns. So it's interesting. And again, his new growth is great. He's green, brand new spear. Everything, you can see what's already come out since the freeze. So he's growing, happy as could be. Not a problem. This is a Riverside, much like the stand out and back by the outdoor kitchen. This thing shows zero damage. Incredible. I really hope that thing's able to seed because I want to grow the heck out of this one. This thing is just a rock star, absolute rock star. And we have a minor. I believe this is an Emerald Isle Giant. Again, I don't even have to talk about it. He looks just fine. Doesn't care. This is a Tamaulipas. You know, people say don't plant them small. This guy was tiny, really small. One little older frond, kind of sad and tired, but also browning up. I think a little bit of that, of the bleaching, and now the water's helped substantially. But brand new spear, he's growing, no problems. People, if you live in zone 7B and above, you can plant a sabal. I would even venture to say just about any size all year round. I'll show you a bald head on the side of my house that literally was barely even a leaf. And he did fine. He's growing. This is a regular palmetto. This guy actually spear pulled in the spring in the drought. So I'll leave him alone. I don't really know what his fate is. I have a feeling he'll just start to pop up here in the next couple months and he'll be fine in the spring. If not, probably going to put a Causiarum up here. This actually is a surprise. This is a Guatemalensis. Everyone says these aren't hardy at all. Not to be grown in 8A. He is doing just fine. Some of the older leaves are beaten up. I mean, to be expected. He's young. But I just planted this guy from James. Thanks, James. Got this guy last year, and I have another one in the garage as a backup. bought 2 since I tend to buy 2 of everything. I don't know why. This is a Black Burniana from Plant Delights as well. No damage, amazingly enough. Already growing a brand new spear. Happy as could be. And this is the Birmingham that keeps on chugging. This is the West Texas Birmingham from 7B. Met the owner of this guy. He got it from Alligator Alley. The parent, a long time ago, has had his in the ground for 20 years. Man, pictures of his are incredible. It's next to his house. That's where all my seed source comes from, the Alligator Alley Birminghams, the original ones. He left this thing out in the pot last January when it was 16 degrees, 2 days of ice and rain and just crappy weather. And lo and behold, he gave me the 4-gallon, and it came pretty neglected. And the one by the pool's done a lot more because I think that's wet and clay. This one took the drought, and all of a sudden the last couple of weeks this thing has really picked up its growth. So this one is going to be exciting as we go forward. And I gotta tell you, I know there's guys out there that like Trachycarpus. I got 2 that I have next to my car that I kind of use as a parking spot. I really secretly wish these things died. This one actually spear pulled. I may try to pull this thing out of the ground, pot it, and see if anybody wants it. I don't like these things anymore. Same one over here. I need 2 minors over here to create a hedge. Would look really nice to connect this over time. These 2 oak trees would look really, really good. And so here's, as you can see, Sabal Row. Also, actually, interestingly enough, I have a Butea that I got from a buddy in North Carolina. This thing was offered no protection, and amazingly enough, has some browning on it. It's been watered. It's beginning to come back with a little bit of a green, but no spear pull, which is really interesting. And it's actually pushing. It's growing. So I'm kind of shocked this thing made it. I was completely expecting this thing to die. But this thing seems to be a trooper, and it wants to live. So I'm going to leave this thing alone. But here's Sabal Row from the front of my house. And in the next couple of years, when this thing all grows up, much like Argurensis and Bermudiana and Brazoriensis over there, these guys over here are going to gain some size. And this is going to be a slick-looking wall. I have the vision. I have the patience. And these sabals are going to be hardy now and in the future. So thanks for looking. Let me know which one you guys like the most. Just thoughts on sabals in the comments section. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.